Timujja ku isomero.
Mama yatukaba tujenga ku lubindi mema yatujja ku isomero.
Mati mutuukere.
Oba tutuuka leete tutuuka nga tumaze olubindi.
Ffe twawulira bwakuntu okunywa caayi mu nsooka agema amagume mali.
Imwe mwesiimye.
Joanne is 12 years old. Together with her sisters, they start the day with digging before going to school 5 kilometers away. And for the 7-year-old Sandra, the challenge is survival. Her day begins with scavenging for fruits that make up the day's meal. Her family, like many other households in this region, have been riddled by poverty and can hardly get enough food to live a decent life. Yet Asuman, only 9 years of age, has to sell water to supplement the family income to raise 2,500 shillings required by the school to allow him to sit for the end-of-term examinations. These are just a few of the many forms of child rights abuse and neglect perpetrated by the parents on their children in their households. But even in schools, the story is not any better. Child battering or any other form of violence which drastically affects a child through stigmatization. It also breeds low self-esteem, severe anger, and self-hatred. In most cases, such feelings finally affect the academic and social performance of the children, sometimes to the extent of contemplating death. It is with this background that Plan Uganda took the initiative to address the problem.
Plan's very identity is about children, and since there's violence against children, that is the first issue that we need to look into because we're a child-centered community development organization. Very often, parents and teachers think that beating children is the best way to discipline them. And what we found out is that in Komoli, there was the largest problem. So we decided to have this project on a larger scale in Komoli so that the children would be treated better, families would understand that there were alternative ways of disciplining children, and the same would happen in schools.
The project, codenamed the Integrated and Participatory Strategies to Reduce Gender-Based Violence in Schools, was piloted in 4 sub-counties reported to have the highest cases of domestic gender-based violence within the communities and eventually to the children.
In total, we have 30 schools where we've been implementing this project. And in these schools, we facilitated our children to form clubs that can be able to advocate for their rights. We've also been working with the school management committees, being the top leadership in the schools. We've also been working with the teachers to ensure that the learning environment for our children is safe and friendly. Now, after the schools, we also working with the communities. And in these communities, we have community resource persons, which resource persons include legal aid volunteers. We have child protection committees. We also work with the LOCs, the elders, and the general community members, because the community has been very vigilant in reporting cases of child abuse.
On the ground, the compounds in the various schools spoke volumes of what to expect.
A clean environment is the one that promotes good learning. In case we make our environment clean, then good learning will be promoted. How do we make our environment clean? We have to sweep the compound, we have to pick rubbish around, slash around. By so doing, the compound will become clean. And if it becomes clean, the children will stay healthy, since the disease vectors will be kept away. Now, when the children are healthy, they will always attend class, they will understand, since there is nothing disturbing them. Good learning will be promoted. In this case, you may find that other children have gone on deceiving their friends that unless you have sex, you not evoke breasts. Then, Maybe those children who are in desire for breasts will not go in for sex, since this post is getting them more information about it.
Enter the class, and the teacher is a real disciple of the new culture.
Yes, please. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, our dear teacher.
How are you?
We are fine, thank you, our dear teacher.
We are going in the English lesson. But before we begin, I expect to sing a song. Akanyoni akafuzu.
Within such an environment, the pupils share freely with their teachers, and where they find it difficult, they use the suggestion box, another phenomenon introduced in these schools to ease self-expression of the children. The nature of the suggestions dictates how fast the school administration acts upon them.
Nalina ekizibu kyange ng'abalenzi bantawaanya mu puleepu nga ndiitya okwogera n'awandiika najja n'atta mu suggestion box abasomesa banamba bajja bakitoolamu bajja bakikolako.
Some children are shy. They fear to come up with their views. But the suggestion box has really helped us to amplify children's voice. They write their ideas, put it in the suggestion box, and we always open it at the end of the day, go through their suggestions, and also put it in the suggestion file. Those which need immediate implementation, we do it immediately. Then those that need some money, we work on one by one.
So the children are free with us. We talk to them, they talk to us, they tell us their problems, then the teachers carry out the counseling and guidance.
Now when that thing happens, we treat it so dearly and so preciously. We treat it so dearly and preciously, to the extent that we don't want anybody to see our blood.
To get this far, such schools have embraced the Safe School programs, which not only empowers but also ensures that the school children, their families, teachers, and the community as a whole protect the children's rights without compromising on their responsibilities. It was a daunting task that required building structures and systems that would diffuse the new culture over a strongly entrenched belief that children too have a right. The project therefore employed a multifaceted approach. First, the general awareness campaigns. Out of these, each school was able to form school anti-violence councils to mediate all the issues which infringe on the child's rights. The council, with at least 5 representatives from each class, is made up of about 50 members. The pupils' leaders collect the views from their colleagues and bring them to the attention of school administration to ensure that the school is a safe and child-friendly place to study from. The issues that can't be solved at that level are moved up to the sub-county councils and later to the district students' Apex Council.
The Apex Council is composed of 9 members. These members were got from different sub-counties and from different schools under planning sponsorship. Through these members is where we get the problems affecting children in different schools. For instance, that children in UPE schools are not being given food at school and they come from their homes empty stomached. There is child labor in both schools and homes. The teachers apply corporal punishments to children. There is defilement in both schools and homes. And we have so far written the repetitions and presented them to the Parliament in this one term in office.
Alongside the students' councils, the project also introduced anti-violence media programs and products such as songs, dances, drama performances, posters, and paintings to concretize the idea even further. Out of this effort, corporal punishments have been replaced with other forms of retribution called positive discipline. In here, errant pupils are cautioned first by the Students' Council and if need arises by the teachers.
Come. It seems
If they still don't reform, they're sent out of class for a reasonable period so that they don't miss so much in their academics. Should need arise, they're asked to write commitment letters, apologizing and promising to reform, or else they might be sent back home to bring their parents so that together they can find a lasting solution to the issue. The project also encouraged the pupils to clean their school compounds, practice agriculture, and to plant and look after trees around the school compounds as one of the ways to show them that they too have a duty to contribute to the well-being of the school. They would then grow up as strong change agents of development within their communities, who are aware that enjoying the rights goes with fulfilling their responsibilities. To bring the communities on board, the Safe School program encouraged the pupils to go out and engage the community members, amongst them their parents, in various advocacy, conflict resolution, peace building, and awareness-raising campaigns. Such community meetings become even more realistic when articulated in wider forums over the regular television and radio talk shows amongst the different stakeholders. One such program is a popular show where the children are given an opportunity to articulate their rights-based issues during a 1-hour live show hosted by Kamuli Broadcasting Services. As the program runs, Granny Juliana keeps her grandchildren around to also benefit from the free yet very vital information. She believes such programs are timely because the cases of child sacrifice and neglect are on the increase in the region. Other community members have also been sensitized and empowered to report domestic violence cases to the relevant authorities, amongst them the police.
Before this, we had a problem with this district. People were not sensitized. People didn't know what is the children's rights. They didn't know the referral system that could be involved. Others even could fear to come at police. But through networking with the plan, we have managed to bring up the public nearer to the police. People freely come. And even those cases that used to be sort of down there, people come because this is where they should report. According to last year's child offences crime data, we recorded a total of 1,429 cases.
Far higher than what was ever recorded at the station, not because of the increase in the crime, but the rise in the awareness. Within the communities, Plan helped to build a team of paralegals to extend legal guidance, counseling, and support to the vulnerable children whose rights may have been abused. Overall, there's a general improvement in the academic landscape of all the schools in the project area.
We've noted a continued improvement in the number of pupils that are being registered at P7 year by year. And that is a clear indicator that the retention of pupils at school is increasing every succeeding year.
Other landmarks include the infrastructural support that Plan has been able to provide to a number of schools in form of classrooms, separate latrine stances for the boys and the girls, and providing the water tanks, all critical ingredients in the children's education. Plan also constructed office premises for the Child Welfare Department for Kamuli Police Station, donated a computer, as well as a motorcycle to increase their efficiency in promoting and protecting children's rights in the region. With all this in place, no doubt, Joanne, like many other children in her situation in the country, will live to achieve their coveted dreams.
Plan will continue making sure that all children are treated with respect and all their rights are adhered to by the community as well as the government. Because children are exceptionally smart, and if you explain things to them properly, they fully understand. So there should be no violence against children.